G'day guys, what's going on? Super here, welcome to the channel. Today I'll be going over my round 7 review. I scored 2,353 in the top 8%, so it was a pretty average week from me. A couple of my players didn't play that great, probably too many rookies on the field. We're sitting at season rank 4,730, so we went up 777 spots, which is pretty good because I thought I had a pretty average week. What is going on with this SuperCoach? Looks a bit different, eh? What the fuck? Okay. So I think SuperCoach is updated, which is a bit odd. But anyway, we did go with the VC on Gorn, so most people should have had that. I didn't get a chance to post my video last week for the round review because I just had way too many uni assignments. In Masters now, it's just way too cooked, so I was trying to get a video out, but I couldn't, so hopefully I can keep pumping out the videos like around Monday or Sunday night, and then do a team sheet video hopefully during the week if I have time. But yeah, I've still got 3 boost trades left, so that's pretty good, and 105k in the bank, which isn't the worst. But yeah, I think the cash gen's looking alright. The biggest mistake for the week was fielding Clossy, and I had McKercher on the bench, but in the video I made just going over the team sheets, so I had McKercher on the field, so I'm a bit salty that I changed my mind there. I just thought that Gold Coast had West Coast, but the West Coast matchup doesn't actually seem to be that good for the midfielders anyway, so they don't seem to be scoring as well as I would have expected. But then again, like Noah Anderson and Took Miller and all that went about 150 plus, so it's a bit of a stitch up. Like Clossy just didn't play the best game there, so I had to take Wilson's 88. I just thought 88, that's unreal. I'll take that any day of the week. So yeah, lost a couple of points compared to McKercher's score there, but at least we still own him, and he's actually reset his cash gen here. Wow, it actually looks so weird. What is going on? Yeah, okay, break even 8. Yeah, it looks, is that right? Am I tripping out? This is just looking a bit odd, eh? Yeah, okay, so they've had to like update the SuperCoach Gold here, which is interesting. Yeah, so it looks a bit different. Not familiar with that. And then we got Howes on the bench here with 87, so that was good. Yeah, Sheasel was a bit average. He's got a high break even now, so if you don't own him, you could probably get him in a couple of weeks, but most people should have him. And then Dacos was pretty good, 78 break even, so yeah, love to see it. Had a pretty good week from the defenders. McGovern just let me down again, which wasn't that good, but that's right. And then Nick Martin was good as well. He's got, like, this is what I expect from him, 125. Like, it's pretty hard to score that well, but yeah, this is actually so cooked. Where season stats? Like, oh, here we go. Yeah, so he's got the good fixture coming up. Like, this is a bit weird that they've laid this out like they have. Traded out for Green. So yeah, you can see a bit more data now, I guess. Like, people might be trading out Martin for Walsh and Green at the moment. Or is that like, yeah, that's pretty weird actually. But yeah, interesting stats that we can see now. And then maybe we could have already saw that. Like, well, we can see the percentage of trades, and obviously, but I didn't think you could see it for specific players. But then again, you might have been able to see it. Anyway, Whitfield got 125, so that was good. A little bounce back there from him. This is like what I was hoping from him, like a 110 sort of average there. So that's pretty good. And then we got McGovern, who was on about like 42 at quarter time. So I thought he was in for a massive game, like a 120 or something as well as my other defenders, but finished on 89. So I couldn't watch the rest of the game, unfortunately, but just a stitch up. Like, I was hoping he could, he's got that high average of 106. Like, surely he can keep that up for the rest of the year. He looks pretty good. Who's he got? Bloody, this is just cooking me. Upcoming fixture, got the Dons. Hopefully he can go 120 plus. Like, the start of the season was really good. Now he's starting to drop off a bit. hopefully he can bounce back. And then Howes and Graham both got 87, so it was on the loophole. They both scored the same, so that's pretty funny. But yeah, I've got a fair bit of cash gen, so I'm happy about that, and still have 3 boost trades, so I need to use one of those this week probably just to try and climb up the ranks a bit more. And then Butters wasn't great at all, 82. He'll be quite cheap in a couple of weeks if you don't have him, but 154. Big matchup this week against the Crom, so it's the showdown. So see how he goes. Might go 130 or something. So that'd be nice if you could do that. And then Bont is coming down as well. So if you don't own him, I'd get him like next week or this week. Probably this week, but he could get tagged this week against the Hawks from McGuinness. He'll definitely be the number 1 target there. So could wait a week on Bont if you don't have him. And then Walsh got tagged by O'Connor, but you can't really tag Walsh. He's just a gun. So how about that? The Cats are 7-0. That's actually ridiculous. Go the Cats. See how we go against Melbourne this week. That'll be another tough matchup there. But yeah, it's pretty stoked this season. And then Steele. People, I didn't get to watch this one unfortunately. But people were saying that he looked a bit injured. So I might have to just wait and see with him. He does have North Melbourne this week, so in my opinion, I'm just going to hold him. He might drop like a fair bit of cash this week. Next week, I mean, but I think it's worth the risk. So if he gets a 132, still going to drop about 26k there. I think I'll just hold him for another week, and then if he does go shit again, I'll trade him to like a someone else, like a Real or someone, or a Merritt maybe. But yeah, just have to wait and see. And then Green was great, so 159. We went over it in the other video, so that was huge from him. I'd bring him in personally if you don't have him this week. I'd probably say it's worth getting him in over like an English, I reckon, just because we have Sweet now. So I reckon if you want to make a play, just bring a gun midfielder in instead of a ruckman. But it is a bit of a risky play there, because then you're fielding a rookie ruck or like a Luke Jackson who isn't playing the greatest. But I think that's what I might do for the moment, and just try and get another midfielder in. I think that's the way to do it. And then Roberts was good. He's going to be someone we're going to hold until the bye, I would imagine. Still has a 37 break even, so that's pretty nice. And then Reed comes back this week. Hopefully he can keep up the good form, which would be awesome. And yeah, Clossy went over him. Need him to score. Like 65 is not the worst for a rookie, but with the high ceiling at the start of the season, would have expected a bit better from him. But yeah, starting to have some poor scores now, so we'll have to wait and see what we're going to do with him. Let me just have a look. What buy does he have? Is it round 12, is it? No. Round 14. So yeah, still have a fair bit of time to hold on to him if we want to. Might go early on him in a couple of weeks though, I reckon. And then Wilson, got that cash gen back up, so he's got a break even of 0. Still can hold him for a couple more weeks. And then yeah, McKercher 102, which is crazy stuff. Hit his break even basically. So yeah, that's awesome that we hold on to him. And then on the other side of it, Sanders has been shit. I think he just can't get a game now. So lucky we got rid of him. We held the right guy, so that was pretty lucky. And then Gawn is just, probably the most expensive player at the moment. 710k, crazy. But yeah, glad we started him. He's been great. He's got Reece Stanley this week. Could be a captaincy option, I reckon, actually. It's just a matter of if Geelong are going to play 2 rucks. If they do, I probably won't captain him. Doesn't have the best track record, though. But if it's just Stanley, it could be an option. But I think there's some better ones out this week anyway. Like you might go a Walsh or a Dacos, for example. They could be some juicy options for the VC. Anyway, and then, Jackson has just been pretty shit since Darcy's been back. So, most people would have predicted this. But, I'm just going to hold him. I've got bigger issues on my field, I think. And then Heaney came back with a 120, so that's nice. I mean, he played last week, did he? Yeah. So nice to get another 120 in the system for him, which is awesome. And Flanders has been great. He's just so consistent, so I'd love to see that. Fife 119 could be a keeper at this point. But, he's still going to make a fair bit of cash for us, so that's awesome. I'll probably get rid of him after his bye if he's gone downhill, but he's looking like a keeper at this point in the season, so that's nice. And then Powell was just pretty shit, so it's not really his fault. He just lost his CBAs, so I'm probably going to get rid of him this week. I think, most people are getting rid of him at the moment as well, but I think that's just what I'm going to have to do there, unfortunately. He could have been a keeper if he kept it up, but I think there's other forward options that we could pick instead of Powell, so we'll just have to get rid of him. We can't bring him back in if he does go well, or get his CBAs back. But he just doesn't seem like a top 6 forward. But then again, the forwards are shocking, so could be an interesting one. But I think now that Sweet is available, I can just replace Powell with Jackson, so kind of makes sense in my team. And then, Darcy, I'm surprised every week when he keeps scoring like this, crazy. I think he's getting some hit outs, so that's all right. But yeah, it's just crazy that he scores so well. But yeah, I think I missed that game as well. Probably, I think I was watching Jimmy Barnes or someone in Bendigo, so pretty crazy stuff there. And then Comben was 61. Yeah, 61, which is a bit of a shit show, really. We brought this guy in. Realistically, he shouldn't have scored so well in the first 2 games, but he just played unreal. So now he's starting to score poorly. So I think he might actually be on the chopping blocks for me this week, and then Campbell should be on the chopping blocks as well. He's got a break even 55. Maybe he gets dropped. Not too sure. I think he'll probably still be in the side though, so I'll hold him for another week. I don't think it works out for my trade plans if I get rid of him this week, but I'll have a look. And then Garcia was pretty average as well. But yeah, I think I'll activate the boost just because I've got 3 boosts left. I need to start making a play for rank here. But what we can do now is swing Jackson into the ruck, and then I'm clicking on the bloody wrong thing. Jeez. Let me just go highest price stats. Yes. So yeah, and I was talking about Witt's last video, and he just went absolutely off. So 155. So he's good pot option really. If you don't want to get a English, but I think the real value at the moment, it's a value season, so I think you just have to grab Sweet, especially if Soldo's going to be out. I think that's a must trade in option. He's going to make so much money, and he scored so well. I just wasn't even thinking about him until he scored so well, so I completely forgot about him. But he looks like the number 1 ruck there, so that's pretty good. And I'll just have to double check the injury list to see how long Soldo is out for. But yeah, and then I'll probably have to get rid of I already got rid of Tom Powell there, so I'll probably get rid of, if I can get rid of Campbell as well. And then we'll swing Reed into the forward line. Who else will we get rid of is the question here. Oh, damn, I can't afford Sarong. Yeah, so, you probably want to get Matt Real in, but he's quite expensive. I think I'll just trade him, trade Steele to him, or to a Merritt. But yeah, he's quite expensive, and he's going to go up again as well. So you are paying up for him if you're going to get him in. Maybe you want to go someone else like a Anderson. But I feel like Real, he's number 2. He's the best midfielder. Oh, well, Heaney technically is a midfielder as well, so actually not. But I think I'm going to try and force Sarong into my side here. So I'm just trying to remember who else I was going to trade out. What if I trade out Clark? I can get him. Yeah, and that leaves me with 131. So yeah, I could do this and get a Garcia type. We'll swing the other Garcia into the midfield. So yeah, I could do this one here. I think this is probably the logical play. Get rid of Clark. Really hasn't been great, has he? Which is unfortunate. He looks like he's got the talent. He just needs a few more games at AFL level, I think. But not for this season. I probably won't pick him for SuperCoach anymore. Get rid of him. And then, yeah, this is an option that I'll do. Otherwise, if I did want to get Rogers in, he doesn't have the negative 41 break even there. I mean, the issue is job security with Garcia here. But I feel like that's probably the smarter thing. Otherwise, I would have to trade out Combin, which I could do. I just kind of want to wait and see for another game with him, though. I think he's got the potential to score 80 or something this week, so hopefully he can do that. But I don't even really have to field him either this week, so I could trade him out because I could just field Reed, and then my last forward option would be Darcy. So I could trade him and get Rogers. I'll probably leave a comment down below at the end of the video, or like later in the week when I fully make up my mind. But I feel like this is what I'm going to do for the moment. So we can probably field Graham. I don't know if Howes is going to back that up, but interesting case there. He might go pretty well. Yeah, he could go right against the Cats, but not too sure. Been pretty good. But we do have the loophole option here anyway, so that's a good thing. So we can just loop, Howes and Graham. So that's nice. We'll just, if he gets another 80, we'll take that. If he doesn't, field Graham. And then who do we want to play in the midfield? I don't think I can actually loop anyone. So maybe we will play. Brisbane haven't been the greatest, so Clossy might be an option there. The Saints against North, though, Wilson might be just a fair chance to field, I guess. Otherwise, McKercher, again, maybe we field McKercher. He seems to have the half-back role at the moment, so I think this is how we'll line up. And then we'll probably put the VC on. Who should we do? You'd obviously want to captain like a Merritt if you've got him. I probably won't captain. Well, I don't have him, obviously, but I don't mind Gawn, but it will be dependent on the team sheets. I'll probably put the C on Sarong, though, against Richmond. That should be a massive score for him. Butters, probably not. Bonds and Pally probably is a chance of getting tagged there. Steele is a bit hit or miss with his injury niggle, if he's got one, but we're still trying to figure that out. Tom Green against Sydney is not a bad shout. It's just a matter of he's got a decent. Oh, there's a 164 in there. Where is it at? Where the hell is that? ACC. SCG. So that's interesting. They're both from Sydney, obviously. Anyway, what's Heaney's record? And not the greatest. There's a 141 in there though, so that's interesting as well. But that would be a VC option if you would go like a Green or a Heaney. I think that's a bit more risky. Or you'd probably just VC Dacos for a safer bet. I feel like I'm expecting a bounce back game from Walsh, so I think he could go huge against Collingwood on a Friday night. So I just get the feeling I'll probably put the VC on Walsh into Sarong there. And yeah, hopefully Sweet is going to be in the side for a couple more weeks, or like 4 to 5 weeks, hopefully, as the number one solo ruck. But yeah, that's probably how I'll line up this week. It looks pretty good. Have a look at the league, how we're going, and that. It's taken a while. Poor old Angus couldn't get the job done, unfortunately. No good, mate. But hopefully this week we can see someone take me out. But yeah, just like the Cats, just can't lose. Joking. Fucking hell. Nah, love a bit of competition. Nigel this week, so maybe it will be my last dance. But yeah, pretty good stuff from the league here. Where's the bloody... Here it is here. View the league. 119. Pretty good ranking. There's only like 782 though. Hopefully we can break into the top 100 in a couple weeks. But yeah, a couple good scores. Yeah, how's Ryan going? 6th on the ladder. I expect better things from him. Got a pretty good team now. Zach Merritt in there. Jordan Dawson's another one. I probably won't get him just because he's got, I got Walsh instead. So I think, if you did want to get a more value side, grab him. But I think, in my opinion, I've got McKercher and Roberts. So that'll be like Petrarca and Merritt that I'll be taking there. And if I have to trade Steele, I'll get Real in. But it just depends on how many spots you've got left in the midfield. Then if you have like 4 spots left, maybe bring in Dawson. But I think there's better guys to pick. But yeah, Dawson seemed to have back it up. So that was interesting. But they did verse North Melbourne though, to be fair. Like, he was on track for 160 and he only scored 127. So I'm probably not going to get him. Don't see the point in that. But, he's a good value option at the moment. Does have a break even of 24, so you might as well go him if you want to get him in. I just probably won't. I probably won't go near Bailey Dale either, just because I can field like a McKercher down there if I need to. And yeah, my defence is pretty stacked. Maybe you want to bring him in for a keeper, that's fine. But as my defence is pretty stacked at the moment, I am just looking at Luke Ryan, so I'll probably just have to wait and see when he's going to come down. We can remove Sarong. So Stewart, how cheap is Stewart actually? Jeez, he's quite cheap. Oh, maybe. Oh, nah. I couldn't. I have to get Sarong in. I need a gun midfielder. I think if I'm gonna use a boost and miss out on Sarong there. I mean, not Sarong, sorry. If I miss out on like an English this week, I'll have to get someone as good as English like Sarong. I mean, Stewart, he's a bit old. He hasn't been scoring as good this year. But I think that, that is a good value pickup if you are going to go Stewart this week. That would be someone I would actually consider bringing in. He's back this week though. Yeah, that's right, I believe. There's quite a bit of value there if you are short in the defenders there. Houston's gone up heaps, and even Sinclair, he's actually quite cheap as well. So you could get these guys. Got North Melbourne. I probably wouldn't go near Sinclair though. Me watch list Toby Conway. He can. He's no good because he's just going to play like once every month. Where Sweet is that guy that should have been Toby Conway in the sense that he's going to be playing. There's the number 1 rock. And Bolton, pretty shit. As if his break-even's only 125, which will be a bit higher, I think. Lucky we didn't go Hayden Young. Hasn't been going as great as we would have expected him to go. LDU is alright as well. If you want another value option, like you could just stack up on the value options here, but I think personally I'll probably just go for the guns. I think that's the way to go. Just go for the absolute guns because they seem to be going really well. Oliver's on there as well, 466k. That's actually ridiculous. He could be a pod option. What is their fixture? I don't understand how he scores so bad, but he's got West Coast twice coming up and North Melbourne. I think this could actually be a play as well. But, he's only scored once over 100. Maybe next week, if he goes 120, against the Cats this week, which could be a chance of that happening, but could also get a tag. But I think that would probably tag Petrarca though. Walsh is in the side, so I'll get rid of that. Luke Ryan is the guy that I'll be looking to complete my back line with, unless I want to change my mind to get Stewart this week. But I think Sarong's lineup is just god tier, I think. Oh, it's not the greatest, but I mean, it's pretty good. Like, he's got Richmond and that. Pretty good fixture coming up here, like far out. I think I just need to bring him in. But yeah, there is a bit of value in that as well. McRae only got 79, which was pretty average from him. Lucky we didn't bring him in. Another wait and see week, maybe next week, but I'll probably be looking to get English or someone in a couple of weeks' time, or a Petrarca. Those are the guys that I'll be looking at. And same with Luke Ryan. I think Luke Ryan's my next trade-in target. Finally, to get the Freo boys in, because they played so well at the start of the season. And then Zorko. Oh, thank God we did not trade him in. 56 is absolutely shocking. I believe that he was playing a bit forward. So you'd be absolutely spewing if you traded in Zorko there, so that's no good. But yeah, what can you do? But yeah, basically that's it for today's video. So hopefully, everyone goes well this week. But yeah, I'll just have a quick look at the forward options. I don't think there's too many good ones. Waterman is F6, which is crazy. Jezza, maybe you want to get Jez in as like an F7 maybe. Probably not a bad shout. Just depends on the fixture. I don't actually mind Myers either. He seems to be playing really good. So he's a pod, but I just don't know about his role. Like, if he's going to maintain the consistency of scoring well in SuperCoach. Codwell's pretty good. Got the good fixture, so, wouldn't be a bad forward option for the next couple of weeks. There's West Coast twice in there. North Melbourne, so it could be a good shout if you want to bring in a forward, but I think the play would be to bring in a gun player like a midfielder or a ruckman, but if you're not as ballsy as everyone else who's going to be playing sweet in R2, then just grab English or Wits if you want a pod. Marshall will be quite cheap as well in a couple of weeks. But yeah, there's really not that many options. So maybe, I'm not against holding Powell, but I think for my situation, I'll probably get rid of him. He's at rank 16 there. So yeah, I'll probably get rid of him just because the CBAs are gone. So just try and put that money in other players that will price you out, where the forwards aren't really going to price you out. As long as you got like Flanders and Heaney, you should be all good. Just focus on getting a stacked midfield, I would say, because these 600k players, you need a boost trade to get them in most times, unless you have the cash in the bank. But yeah, that's my video. Hopefully you guys go well this week. I'll have the VC on Walsh and into Sarong. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys. Like and subscribe for more. See you later.